Let me tell you about the day I learned that being overconfident at a grocery store can lead to the most embarrassing moment of your life. Buckle up, because this story still makes me cringe and laugh hysterically. So I live in this small town, right? One of those places where you can go anywhere without bumping into at least 5 people you know. There's this grocery store here called Corty's Mart, the kind of place that has everything in the weirdest layout possible, but you go there because it's convenient and cheap. I'm the kind of person who goes in with a grab and go mentality. No list, no plan, just vibes. I know what I need, I said to myself. Oh boy, was I wrong, I? It was a regular Saturday. The weather was nice, birds chirping, people in a good mood. Basically, the universe was setting me up for disaster. I walk into Marty's Mart with full confidence, headphones in, blasting some epic soundtrack like I'm the main character in a movie about to embark on a heroic grocery journey. Now, I've been to this store at least 1,000 times, but for some reason, that day, everything felt like it was in a different dimension. I was searching for peanut butter, which mind you is usually in aisle 3, but guess what? Not today. Nope, today it's magically transported to aisle 6. I start wandering the aisles like a lost puppy, pretending like I'm just browsing, but really, I was on a wild goose chase. In hindsight, this should have been the first sign to abort the mission, but I didn't thought instead. I made the brilliant decision to ask an employee. Now, if you're like me, you hate asking for help because it feels like admitting defeat. But I had no choice. I approached the worker who looked like they were busy restocking the cereal aisle, and in the most confident voice I could muster, I asked, "Excuse me, can you point me to the peanut butter?" Without even looking up, they go, "Aisle 4 on the left." Simple, right? Wrong. I stroll into aisle 4 like I own the place, only to be greeted by "Brace yourself, diapers." Yes, diapers. Now, I am all for being a responsible adult, but let's just say baby products are not on my grocery list. I must look ridiculous standing there holding a pack of tortillas, staring at a shelf of baby wipes like they were some new exotic food item. But I didn't want to seem like a fool going back to the employee. Instead, I made the genius move to wing it. I was like, how hard can it be to find peanut butter? Turns out, really hard. I start grabbing random things, thinking I'll figure it out when I get home. My cart looked like a bizarre picnic: a loaf of bread, 2 cans of tuna, 1 lemon, yes, just one, and what I thought was a jar of peanut butter. Spoiler, it was not. Now, here's where it all went downhill. As I'm heading to the checkout, I'm already second guessing my choices, but there's no turning back. The line's long, so I start scrolling through my phone. When it's my turn, I put everything on the conveyor belt and the cashier starts scanning. Everything's fine until we get to the jar. The jar that I was convinced was peanut butter. The cashier stops, picks it up, looks at me, and with a deadpan expression says, "Sir, this is dog food." Let that sink in, dog food. I just stood there staring at it. In my defense, the jar looked exactly like peanut butter. Same color, same size. How was I supposed to know? The cashier, bless her heart, didn't even laugh. She just sighed and put it aside. But the people behind me, oh, they were losing it. I could hear snickers, people whispering, and one guy even muttering, "What kind of sandwich is he making?" And it didn't stop there. I fumbled through the rest of my purchase, paid, and walked out of the store like I had just survived a public execution. But of course, the embarrassment didn't end there. As I'm walking back to my car, who do I run into? None other than my high school crush, Sarah. Yup, the one person I used to daydream about marrying during algebra class. And what do I have in my hands? A grocery bag with dog food in it. I tried to play it cool like, "Oh hey, long time no see." But she couldn't stop looking at the jar sticking out of my bag. "You have a dog now?" she asked, probably trying to make sense of the situation. Not, yeah, totally. Huge dog. Loves peanut butter. I blurted out, immediately realizing I had just admitted I feed my imaginary dog peanut butter. I panicked, said something about being late for a thing, and practically sprinted to my car. She definitely thinks I'm a lunatic now. So what's the lesson here? Always use a grocery list, don't be afraid to ask for help, and maybe double check your jar labels. But most importantly, accept that sometimes life throws you a jar of dog food when you're just trying to get peanut butter. And you know what? That's okay, because at least now you have a story to tell and some new dog food for the imaginary pet. End of story? No. The next day I actually went back and adopted a dog just so the story made sense in case Sarah ever asked again. So yeah, I guess you could say it all worked out in the end. And that, my friends, is how I ended up with a dog named Peanut Butter.